Hello, everybody, and welcome to Crying is a Free Action, a podcast about news, politics around the United States, your home state, around the globe. We got some news from all over today. I'm joined by my good friends. Tommy is here with me today in person. Tommy, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing great.
Excellent. And Al is with us from the road. He is our reporter in the field today. Al, how are the road conditions?
These roads suck. I'm in South Carolina.
Ew, gross. You should get out of that state.
Working on it.
This is Crying is a Free Action. We called it that because we like tabletop board games. And you get all sorts of actions in them. And sometimes you get free actions, which is just like an extra thing you can do, like taunt your opponent. But you can also cry. You can do it while you're doing the dishes, while you're vacuuming, while you're checking people out at the register at your job. That's when I like to do it.
Yep, and the best thing about crying is it can't be responded to.
That's right.
So,
right. It is a free action. We are the team behind EasyVoteND.com, which is a website where we put some resources and we put some articles and we put these podcasts. So you should go there, EasyVoteND.com. I put some work into it. I need to put more in, but I have a proper vacation coming up, so I hope to finish a couple of articles I've been working on. But that's all I got I got a real chair.
Congratulations. What kind of chair?
Well, it was in my basement, and it's just too hot to sit in a recliner this time of summer, so I was not feeling it. Let's get into it. We've got some North Dakota news to start out with. So, our Attorney General, Drew Wrigley, he's beefing big time with the Ethics Commission that works with the North Dakota State's legislature and all of the, government. Because this all stems from an investigation from Representative Jason Doctor out of Bismarck, who was found to have violated state ethics laws in regards to zoning in a building he owned, and he broke the law. He used his position. He used his position of privilege, to do something with a building. And then the Ethics Commission has accused the Attorney General's office and Wrigley of trying to hamper the investigation and not being forthcoming, and also is now saying that Wrigley's office has been pressuring people in the ethics committee to resign, which is never a good thing. Wrigley, he's kind of a character, to put it politely. He even was talking about this on his podcast, so you know what kind of guy he is. He's just like me, I guess, for real. But he's called all the accusations baseless and things like that, but he's acting pretty unprofessional about the whole thing, in my opinion. So I just wanted to bring this up, that this is happening. He is up for re-election in the next cycle. And also, I think he definitely wants to be the governor of North Dakota eventually here, and I don't like that. So don't do that. We've got a pretty okay governor right now, so let's stick with him.
Yep, yeah, that's right. Say no to Wrigley, say yes to Orbit Gum. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, the whole point of having these ethics committees and things, right? This is just kind of a set of rules that we should expect our, politicians and people to work by. And so they would say the rules are bad, so we got to get rid of the people to make the rules.
And this ethics commission just testified in what our state passed as the Doge committee. So they're doing their jobs, government efficiency can and should be a good thing, but good lord. So this is kind of a note. I'm not surprised by reading this one, and this is that most North Dakota voters back the tariffs, but most North Dakota residents back the tariffs, and support them as part of trade policy, but experts, even in North Dakota, and the head of our business commissions have said that overall business is down and people are not investing in capital machinery. They're not investing as much in employee training and new hiring, and that most of the consumers have not felt the impacts of tariffs yet. So you can already tell by looking at that graphic that, in the long run, it's like people are like, I don't know, man, doesn't look good here.
Yeah, it's the trade policy is kind of an interesting one, right? Because a lot of the actual effects haven't really been affected by us because whatever the tariff policies are, they just keep pushing it back.
Yeah, they've been delaying them and canceling them, and then in some cases where it's not, a lot of the industry has been absorbing the costs or getting through backstock, which is like what I'm doing before.
Yep.
A lot of stuff is going to be hitting here soon, and some of it already has. Specifically, one that hit hard was the cardboard boxes, like storage boxes for cards, like card games, baseball cards. They a 5-row one used to be like $8, and now it's like $21 with tax.
Jesus.
Yeah.
God dang.
Yeah. For a cardboard box.
Yeah, so it definitely is one where I'm looking, I guess, at the polling data, right? So we have to make sure, does this actually represent, people, this probably represents our average North Dakotan.
Yep.
In a way.
Yep.
So I am looking at the polling. It's a total of us, about 155 respondents in Fargo, Cass County, 155 in Eastern North Dakota, 120 in Bismarck, 195 in Western North Dakota. So I guess this is, a fairly okay population.
Yeah.
Considering your guys' size. So
yeah, that's not. Isn't that 30% of the population up there?
What was the total again?
It's about 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably about it's about 600 or some people.
God damn it! Yeah, he's right. It's like 0.5%.
Yeah.
No,
So, but
little more than 0.5%.
Yeah. So I think that's good. That's just still fairly reasonable. I just don't think people may be feeling it just yet.
Oh, absolutely. So speaking of Trump and people who are feeling it, they deployed the National Guard and called in a whole bunch of federal agents and declared that Washington, D.C. was the most crime-ridden place in the world.
Ever.
Yeah. So it's really here are some statistics around this. And they called in 850 additional law enforcement agencies from the FBI, ICE, and all that, whatever. And in the first day, they made 23 arrests. And I've worked for major metropolitan police departments, and that is hilariously low with that amount of people. Are you kidding me? You could be snatching up people left and right. And so to put that in contrast, in Washington, D.C. from 2013 to 2023, the average arrests per day in the city was 58.7. So more than double than what they made on their first day with 850 extra people.
Yeah, which that's pretty crazy low, considering this is 700,000 people live in DC. So
now that's probably the actual population of North Dakota.
So I don't know how many arrests you guys have per day, but is it about 60 or less?
It's less here. Yeah, but it's probably close to 23, which if they sent us 850 more cops, holy crap, we could open up 16 agencies with that.
Yeah, so
but they would all be sitting around doing nothing.
Pretty much.
Yep. So this is one of my favorite ones. I think there was a clip where I think it was Kash Patel comes out and tries to state that DC is technically like a very low amount of crime, like 30% from like last year or something like that. It's pretty.
The actual crime figures have been trending down in DC, as as opposed to the narrative that the Trump administration is trying to push forward. It's not like there's a bunch of people out there doing shit, And sure, there's crimes that I'm sure are going unreported.
Oh, absolutely.
As you know, in major cities like that, sometimes cops are just like, "Well, what are you gonna do about it?" But at the same time, it's not like they're like what's being described. So it's it's a tit for tat, I guess. And to add to those figures, the fact that I think it was like Ohio, South Carolina, and West Virginia are each sending like 150 to 200 troops from their National Guard to DC.
Yeah, to make another 6 arrests.
Yeah.
This all costs money, by the way. Like, none of this is free. And all it really is just another distraction from his other shitty policies and not releasing the fucking Epstein files. So,
well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a distraction. I would imagine that he's trying to make something happen. He wants it to be a powder keg. He wants people to hold back. He wants the excuse to impose his vision, whatever Project 2025 visions is. He wants the excuse to do that.
Oh yeah, he has told everybody exactly what he's gonna do, and he has done it. And I'm telling you now, he does not plan to leave the White House in 4 years or whatever, 3.5 years now.
No, he does not. And then if people are expecting the 2026 elections to be, free and fair next year, you just look at Texas. It's they're working on gerrymandering into hell.
Oh,
and I saw that California is trying to do the same thing, but when they put out a poll for if the people of California were in favor of that, it was like a 2-to-1 no.
Right.
So I mean, you have to respect the will of the people, but at the same time, you can't just keep letting all these other places get away with doing trash like gerrymandering, because North Carolina's gerrymandered to hell too.
Yes. North Dakota's maps are still in a Supreme Court case getting decided on because of how badly they're also gerrymandered. So yeah, what Al was talking about there, if you haven't heard, is that we talked about it a few weeks back with the Texas Democrats having to leave the state to break quorum, so that a vote could not be held on horribly gerrymandered Texas maps. And they're not even talking about like they're not even like the quiet part out loud is long gone. They're just like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna redraw these maps so we can get more votes. Like, no, dude, that's you can't just do that. They're like, sure, nobody says we can't. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, I write the rules, I make the rules.
Yep.
So I have to follow my own rules. That's right.
Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, is moving to also redistrict California in response to this. So, yeah. This is kind of what a late-stage capitalist civil war probably looks like.
Well, the start of one.
Yeah.
This is definitely late-stage capitalism, but this is probably like the very, very early stages of. This is like the precursor to what a civil war would look like here again.
Yes, I agree.
Because it's not just those two states, because you have other places like Florida has been pressured to do it by Trump.
Absolutely.
I think Alabama, maybe Missouri.
Yep,
a few other places, they're trying to squeeze out as many seats as they can. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. You're good. Yeah, I do know it's like one of the things with like I think it was Georgia, right? So some states have like these districts that are specifically in like their laws and regulations to have one allocated for maybe some like minority representation, right? So that's why some of the blocks is like this is like the black neighborhoods, so they have their own little block, right?
Absolutely.
But if we kind of split the black neighborhood between 5 other neighborhoods, it's still a minority situation. So if it's minority party views, it's so they just don't have any representation at all, right?
Right.
So
yeah, you can look up thousands of instances of this. One of the there's one of the Texas Democrats that I've been following, Isaiah Martin. He's been trying to advocate for other legislatures to gerrymander, California, New York, and things like that. He's been advocating for that for a long time, so that they can bring both parties together and say, we got to stop this. And I think that's fair and reasonable. So
I agree.
Yep. So
mm-hmm.
So the good thing, if you want to know some more information about this is also known as I think it's like the Gingrich Revolution or the Republican Revolution of '94, where they kind of actually made these big shifts and decided to win at all costs instead of
all of the
Reagan
stuff coming to a head, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, check that out. Yeah, look up, I guess, the Newt Gingrich Revolution.
Yes.
Of the 90s.
Isn't he from South Carolina, or wasn't he from South Carolina?
Yeah, he was one of those.
He's from one of the banjo states, yeah.
One of these trash places
look,
where
you don't name your kid Newt.
They're charging taxes on shit, and their streets are still trash.
Yeah,
yeah. Tommy, you got this one on here about
that's right. Yeah.
The people who have been detained by ICE and imprisoned by ICE and all of this. Can you talk about this one?
Of course. Okay, so this is actually the article featured above from Migrant Insider is a little bit more historical kind of context. So we actually have a government watchdog known as the General Accountability Office, and they're kind of keep track of these things. And one of the things that they kept track of is how many complaints and reports of that occurred with ICE. And back from 2015 to 2020, ICE has deported some amount of citizens accidentally. We only deported about 70. So over the course of 5 years, that's actually not terrible, I guess, right? It's about 15 a year. And basically, within those 5 years, they've arrested 674 potential U.S. citizens, detained 121, deported 70, and then these are people that have to go through court cases and try to get back into the U.S. So these are all just what we call maybe accidental deportations. That's going to happen, right? But
I mean, it shouldn't, but go on.
Yeah, it shouldn't, but it's something. Accidents happen.
Right.
They shouldn't with your rights and freedoms, but go on.
Yeah, but go on. So, and they also have, I guess, a table of complaints. Let me see if I can pull that up. But these are the complaints that they had in the past 5 years relating to claiming for U.S. citizens deportations, and it's roughly about 130 in the past 5 years. But these are highly trained ICE agents, that are just kind of doing their job. They were. But I guess I mentioned this as because of the new big beautiful bill and allocation of 10xing their budget, and they're now having incentives from President Stephen Miller, who is trying to tell us how to change and get the numbers and quotas up. You can do the math yourselves, folks. What happens when you have poorly trained agents, because we have increased hiring, they want to increase the deportations because of quotas and higher incentives, and they've also reduced the amount of accountability of trying to verify. Every day we've been getting, you see news articles of people who are being detained and, citizens that just look slightly different from what you think an immigrant should look like or a U.S. citizen should look like, and they're being detained without having.
I think you you need to rephrase that to what they think a citizen should look like.
Right.
So I guess my end point here is that in the last 5 years, we've only had 70 citizens deported in the past 5 years. Well, maybe a little before that. And it's going to be much worse. It's going to be 10x worse.
70 is still a lot.
It's still a lot.
That's a lot.
The idea is that it should be zero.
Yeah. Yes.
But this is going to get much worse before it gets better.
Oh, absolutely.
And
do you mind if I cut in real quick?
Absolutely.
So with this, you also have to think about the whole proposal for them to take away naturalized citizenship and birthright citizenship. So that's with these people being deported, even though they're currently citizens, they might make it down the road to where they say, you're not a citizen anymore, so you can't come back. What's to stop them from putting that into effect?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's about it, because we've just to make sure we no longer have laws and rules and regulations that are following.
Pretty much.
So
speaking of things that I guess are still happening, anything that this guy touches sucks. So Trump and Putin had a big, a peace talk to try to end.
They call it a summit.
They did call it a summit? Okay.
They said summit. It was probably just a summit in Trump's pants.
Hey-oh. So it sounded like this whole thing was a waste of time and a waste of money because Putin is unwilling to take any, to cede the Donbass region. So this is not going to end, probably, at least not anytime soon. But they did do a B-2 flyover, so that was...
Yeah, it was a B-2, and I think it was being escorted by 2 or 3 F-22s.
I think it was 4 of them.
You're probably right.
It was
the case. That was a lot of fucking money for nothing.
Yep, pretty much. So they got those huge planes out, flying around, and we're gonna make it so they fly over right when we're walking on the tarmac, and then
B-2s aren't even based out of Elmendorf. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure, but that sounds right. And then Putin, they're like, one.
Hang on.
Go for
it. We got these B-2 bombers that are flying over, but how can we see them? They're stealth bombers.
Oh shit!
Oh my gosh.
He's right.
So what are you talking about? These can't be B-2 bombers. You can't see them.
How did we see the F-22s? Those are stealth fighters too.
Yeah.
That's right. Sorry, go ahead.
So, there are a lot of weird things about all of this. One, there's an international criminal court warrant out for Putin for war crimes, but we are, for some reason, one of the countries that does not enforce that. One of the 4. So.
Well, I mean, isn't there a warrant out for Netanyahu too, and he still shows up to the U.S. all the time?
Oh yeah, no, I called that out too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's par for the course now. We're all just fucking dealing with criminals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we are basically going to be sliding into what Russia looks like if this is the path we stay on. So.
Yep, this is the warpath to authoritarianism. You might hear people say, I don't like using the word, this is Nazi Germany, because it just sounds like I'm exaggerating.
Right.
But, if you want to think of, classic old China,
They also literally are just using the Nazi template. So,
That's right.
Yeah. The one saving grace is that all of these people are actually incompetent, so it's probably not going to go super well for them. And they left their important classified documents on the hotel printer. I didn't actually see what kind of.
Oh my fucking god!
You didn't hear about this?
No. Is this like on the level of fucking Pete Hegseth?
Yeah. So it had a whole bunch of private government phone numbers, room assignments on military bases, where and what rooms military officers and other dignitaries were staying at, and a full list of the 13 leaders present for the talks. So that's bad.
You know, it is kind of neat because I am on like the NPR website and you can see pictures of the things.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah! You're gonna send me that article. I want to see that.
We also found out that Trump plans to give.
On the War Thunder forums.
What's that?
We can put them on the War Thunder forums.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! 0 days since.
They also have. I mean, originally these documents were really found on like Hunter Biden's laptop. So then they put it hooked up in the printer to print it out, you know. So it's pretty wild, I gotta say. And you can see that they actually like made this in Word. So,
yeah.
like the little, like that one right there on the right. That's definitely just a Word table right there.
Pool Microsoft spray Word. At top.
Oh, It
sounds like some Matt Gaetz coded stuff. Anyways. So that's really funny. We also found out that Donald Trump planned to give Vladimir Putin an American bald eagle desk statue, which is really tacky.
Extremely. I mean, the entire event was tacky. Like, oh yeah. If you watch clips of them showing up, like he's clapping while he's waiting for Putin to walk up.
Yes.
Who does that?
A guy meeting a guy who's starstruck.
He rolls out the fucking red carpet for Putin.
Yeah, and he also let him ride in the presidential limousine.
Yeah, who? Since when do fucking dignitaries get the red carpet treatment? It's like 9 times out of 10, this is a very quiet, like under the table, not in that kind of sense, but like it's a low key fucking event when you get dignitaries.
You guys are supposed to be at fucking work.
All this shit. You only roll out the red carpet for 2 kinds of people: celebrities and kings. So.
Oh. Did you just make that up, or is that famous?
That must explain why I'm riding on red right now.
I mean, I just made that up, but it sounded pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty accurate if you think about it.
Because you're treating this man as larger than life, but he really is like should be your equal. Right, so why are you have to do this? So it's
So this is another just bungle on Pete Hegseth's military department, of course, because he's incompetent and probably hired incompetent people who hired more incompetent people.
Not probably, he absolutely has hired incompetent people.
Yeah. Alrighty. So this Trump supporter who was detained by ICE agent regrets his vote for Trump. Now, we had talked about a different case earlier or last week about a older couple in California, or I believe it was California or Arizona. They were on their way to the dentist, but they were going to go look at a campsite, like because they like to go camping. They're like, oh, the ICE agents stopped them because they're like, oh, you're way out of the way. What are you doing out here? Are you transport? And it's like we have proof that there's a dangerous criminal migrant trafficker out here. So we're just stopping vehicles to make sure it's not. I'm like, okay, this is pretty. And like, the dude was like, he's like, yeah, I voted for Trump, and he's like, hell yeah, I regret my vote. And I was like, well, better late than never. We have another one of those this week. I even have a little video of it. So I'm going to play this and see if it works, because this player is terrible. Let's do this. And do this.
Pushing Brian up against the wall and demanding he prove his citizenship.
I truly believe I was a target because of my race. I believe I was racially profiled. I believe I was attacked because I was walking while brown.
Brian says he voted for Trump.
Because I believe he ran on lies. He ran on lies. He lied to many of us.
President Trump said that he was going to do this. He said mass deportations. He said this is part of his plan.
Yeah, he said criminals. We were all manipulated. We were all brainwashed. And now look at us. We are all suffering because of it. And I feel guilty 100%.
Well, he feels guilty about it. You know, that's...
Yeah, he felt good now it's affected him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know,
people are learning empathy, and again, better late than never.
It's true.
No, I think you're giving him too much credit. It's not empathy. It's because it happened to him.
It's one of those where, okay, so this is maybe a phenomenon that your listeners may not be familiar with. We have a situation going on here in Florida. We call them the Cubans. And a lot of times is the Cubans, came in, maybe like 30, 40 years ago. But then they're trying to pull up the ladder from their fellow Cubans coming to migrate in. So they're the Latino population over there is still really conservative in, classically, but they came in via the policies, some more lenient immigration policies. But now that they're here and established, they want to then enforce stricter policies that would not allow them to get in if that was the case.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
we're actually going to talk about a Cuban guy who's pretty right-wing later. So
okay. Yes. Yep. So with this guy here, I can tell he is definitely a man who was born and raised in East LA, as the man has said. I can tell by his accent.
Yeah. I just think it's really funny that guys like Kilmar Abrego Garcia were targeted because of gang-like clothing, but right here we've got an ICE officer. I don't know what he's part of the fucking West Side Cafe boys.
He just needs like his other hand to go down. That's a shove it. That's a suck it.
Yeah.
So incredible.
Yeah. That's really cool that's how our cops dress now.
Yeah.
No, they're not cops.
They're ICE.
It's really cool how our Gestapo dress, isn't it?
Yes.
But like, let's say federal police officer on his like uniform.
Yes.
But man, that's such an awful uniform.
Yes, it is.
Whatever. No,
It's okay. It's fine.
So, even though Trump and Putin had a peace talk about Ukraine, and nobody from Ukraine was there, obvious reasons, I guess, President Zelensky will be here tomorrow, to speak with Donald Trump about security stuff and defense contracts and things of that nature. So
I'm going to be big mad if they fucking hound him like this time again.
It's so funny you mentioned that because my wife said the same thing, and I was like, oh my god, they're probably going to. I don't know. Like, he kind of came out with that from that Putin meeting, looked like a whipped dog. So I'm interested to see how this goes, but I don't think Zelensky's gonna take it a fucking second time. That guy's not.
I fucking hope not.
Yeah, that guy's not a piece of shit. So,
yeah, I did hear that.
I hope.
Zelensky had some meetings with the EU, and looks like they have having a lot more support. Oh, yep, that's right.
Good. That's EU leaders going with. That's good.
Thank you. Yep, that was the thing. So hopefully we have a lot more support on their side instead of just keep leaning on Big Daddy America on these ones. So
yeah,
because that Big Daddy America can't negotiate for shit.
Yes,
our greatest deal maker.
So
Art of the Deal, boys.
Art of the Deal. He didn't even write that book.
No, he did not.
So we have even more security snafus, not just in the military, but also in our Department of Justice. ICE adds a random person to group chat and exposes the detail of a manhunt in real time.
Hell yeah.
What happened here?
I mean, this is why you get everybody on a Teams meeting. That's why you give them all the calls.
Absolutely.
It's so stupid.
Nah, bro. Teams meetings are for stuffy corporate people like me.
That's right. I mean, this is
not for high-speed ICE agents. Not for fucking Bill Team 6.
So
I mean,
what was exposed is also like social security numbers, DMV data, and internal ICE worksheets. So these were probably people getting processed arrests or victims or whatever, people that you got to get their information down. And I'm sure somebody was just like, oh shit, I forgot to get this because we're not doing our jobs properly anymore. Can you get this lady's social security number and just text it to me over random chat program?
Can we take a step back for a second here and talk about why people with social security numbers and DMV information are getting fucking processed by immigration?
That's a good question. Because unless they're victims or witnesses, there shouldn't be this much data of those people going around either.
Right. I thought
if this was USCIS, sure, because they have, that's who handles the actual immigration cases for people who want residency, people who want, who are doing citizenship stuff. But immigration and customs enforcement should not be doing anything with people's social security numbers and DMV information and whatnot. If these people are, from what it sounds like, legally established. But,
right.
Again, let me just go fuck myself because nothing matters anymore.
Pretty much.
Yeah, this is a bit troubling, that's for sure. That they're just trying to hunt down specific individuals that they find. So, they just probably get a leak somewhere and this person has been deemed by our anonymous service, Billy Bob, who says, a troublesome one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. This could lead to get just even people who are no, I support cops, then blue line. This could get cops hurt even. This is just bad practices all around.
Because, that's the thing. This is just because we have one incident of this leak, this means this has been going on. This is their regular standard operating procedure.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to see a lot more of this.
Hundreds, thousands of this.
Speaking of Cubans.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Speaking of Cubans.
No, that's a perfect segue. I'm going with it. Speaking of Cubans, this guy, I didn't know this because I've only been to Florida once. I've been to Orlando. I was a child, and then
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that I've been there once, or I haven't been there more.
That you've been there once.
Oh yeah. So this guy, his name is Robbie Starbuck. I wrote it down and then I was like, that can't be right. And I went back and I looked at it.
Wait, no, what? No, there's no fucking way.
No.
Yeah. I don't know if that's his.
Fucking
so not much is actually known about this guy's early life, other than he is the descendant of Cuban immigrants. So, basically, who this guy is he's a right-wing pundit who won a lawsuit against Meta because its chatbot claimed he had taken part in the January 6th insurrections when he had not. As part of the settlement, he now gets to be on an advisory panel for the company's AI bias and ideology. Starbuck, who is outspokenly against the LGBTQ plus community and is the face and leads campaigns against corporations with so-called DEI programs. And Meta seems pretty stoked to be working with this guy. In a joint statement, I quote, "Since engaging on these important issues with Robbie, Meta has made tremendous strides to improve the accuracy of Meta AI and mitigate ideological and political bias."
So are you really surprised?
No.
Right around the election, wasn't fucking Zuck going around fucking basically saying that we need to bring more masculinity into the office or whatever the fuck. He's walking around with this fucking stupid looking curly hair and his fucking gold chain,
yep.
like he's some fucking 80s fucking macho man.
Yeah. I can't remember. It was like Jon Stewart or John Oliver, one of the smart Johns or one of them. They were like, he always walks around like he just spent his bar mitzvah money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this and we know he's obsessed with Roman emperors. We have years of video of the haircuts to prove it. He is a freak. I also just saw a fact about him that he spends more on personal security for himself then it was like Tim Cook and like 2 other big name CEOs like that combined.
Yeah, the man has no friends.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. He's got fucking, he's probably got some sort of a complex.
Oh yeah, oh for sure. That you know,
Yes.
maybe this is what rich and fame do, like at that level does to people, which is why it should be illegal.
I think it was back in February.
I mean,
he
you can argue for Rich for him. I don't consider Zuck famous.
well, the
Infamous,
man,
maybe.
he's scared of leaks. He's always, back in like February, he's tired of all his like shitty internal things getting leaked out all the time. So, he's a paranoid man, one of the richest whatevers ever. So
Yeah.
he didn't go fuck himself. So
Yeah, he can go fuck himself. I agree.
Yes. Tommy, you added this one. China firm plans world's first pregnancy humanoid robot using artificial womb.
Yes.
Wow.
All right. So, my fellow lonely single men out there,
And
who
this
listen
is
to
also
podcast,
an AI generated image, I should point out. I did not know that.
Gundam Seed Hours.
for the low. Okay. So, okay. All right, my young millennial men and maybe some Gen Z men. Okay, it is hard to find a woman these days, and I understand, but you still want a child. For the low price of $14,000, you can by
Holy.
2026, you can gain a robot to help. If you wish to avoid the burdens of human gestation, all you gotta do is find, I guess, a nice female friend of yours, help donate her eggs, and then you donate your semen, and then this will act as a womb.
I think you just disappointed a bunch of a bunch of lonely men. This took a different turn from where I thought it was going.
So I only put this in here because it's a very interesting one where this is actually part of the reason they actually had to kind of do these kind of things is back in like the 1950s and 60s. Oh god, I don't even know why I had to put that picture on there. But yes, back in the 1950s and 60s and such, China implemented what's known as the one-child policy. So they only allowed to have one child and
One baby, one child, yes.
one baby. They didn't really kill off the second child. They would just like lower your lifestyle standards because that's what the authoritarian regimes did. They just took away your stuff. You got moved to different houses and villages and stuff. So they usually what happened was you wanted to keep a boy because that kept up the family lineage in Chinese culture. So there were a lot of sometimes reports of female infant infanticides and stuff like that. It has been discovered recently that not as many. They've had a lot of what you call like unknown women who have no birth certificate, no like social security numbers kind of show up, and these women were the ones that were kind of hidden away. These little girls hidden away. But for the rest of the lonely Asian men out there, because I think the population from men to women over there, I think it's like 1.4 to 1. So it's like the Beach Boys' worst nightmare. 1.4 boys to every girl. That's right. So
I would also like to point out that AI image of the robot womb, it also has robot breasts, which would be very inefficient.
Wow.
Moving on, they're in environmental news. We are full of microplastics. All of us everywhere. All of our genitals are made of microplastics now.
that's right.
That's right, even yours.
Yep, it'll happen to you. It already has happened. Especially
There's
if
at
you're
least, I
like
think,
over 30, you're fucked.
Would you like to know more?
I'm doing my part. So it's so bad that NATO and the Geneva, they like a joint thing, a summit had to happen in Geneva on governments tackling the plastic problem. And basically no progress was made because they were split on the idea of cleanup versus prevention versus, well, no, we can't.
Why not both?
Yeah, then that's the whole thing is like, well, no, if we do it this way, then the companies who pay me won't make money.
That's right.
And then the other people will like, well, if we do it that way, we're still going to die just slower. I'm like, well, I got to have my money now. So, but some of the leaders were like, well, at least people are willing to come to the table and talk about it. Like, I guess that's something.
I mean, it's all a fucking dog and pony show anyway, so nothing ever fucking happens. Shit. I've always said that all these international organizations are extremely fucking useless and are just there for show nowadays. Nobody really follows their fucking guidelines or rules or whatever resolutions they pass. I mean, so what's the point?
And they're all, they're say, oh, it's a non-binding resolution, of course.
Yep, and
even if it was binding, what the fuck are they gonna do?
Well, people like theatrics.
Yeah, this is definitely, we've been trying to get like global support for like any kind of things, and I thought attacking plastics, it's a hard problem, just like climate change, climate crisis. I think the last thing I remember that we did pretty well with was just, can we just ban like some hairspray chemicals, the chlorofluorocarbons,
CFCs,
and that did well.
Yeah,
that's very useful. That helped. We could do it again, but I guess not on this one.
No, my money.
There's already a spoonful of like microplastics in your brain already. So
hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's protecting my brain, all right?
It's maybe a possible cause of dementia, and it's gonna be in your liver, it's everywhere. So
read books.
That's why
that helps stave off dementia.
That's right. Donate your blood. Everybody donate your blood.
And donate your body to science.
Give it to the next guy who needs it.
Yeah. Not microplastics.
I am a religious blood donor.
Get
rid of microplastics. Look, if you're gonna, it's true. You donate your blood, it helps reduce the amount of microplastics in your body. Give it to the next guy. Double it. Give it to the next guy.
This is a great plan. I like this a lot. All right, you guys got anything else you want to talk about this week?
No, I got nothing.
I'm going to Lowe's at probably right after this.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
What are you getting at Lowe's?
I gotta fix the sink in my kitchen. The drain section needs to be replaced. Just old.
Did you try turning it off and back on?
It's been turned off for like 3 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably should fix that.
You never turn it back on.
No, I'm gonna do it today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's all I know. That's our show. As always, we are the team behind EasyVoteNorthDakota.com, EasyVoteND.com. You should go there. You should check us out. We're on Blue Sky. We do this live not every Sunday, because I'm going to be gone like the next 2 Sundays, and we'll figure out what you guys want to do, if anything. But I'm going on vacation, so fuck yeah.
Maybe Tommy and I can do another cursed show.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, we'll do a curse show. Yeah, if anybody wants to hop on the show, feel free. Just send us a message. Otherwise, you'll hear.
Maybe I'll just listen in while I'm also watching wrestling, and you can just be like, oh my god, that was so good. Will Ospreay is so good.
Oh my god, you guys are burning everything down to the ground.
Live reaction. This is my live podcast reaction to AEW's Forbidden Door.
My live podcast reaction to both of us throwing out random slurs.
It's okay. I'm gonna probably do a couple of little videos here and there. We're gonna react on a react. So I'm gonna react to a news article and then or something. Another guy doing reacting, and then I want you guys to react. So you can react to my reaction.
Oh, absolutely. We'll just keep getting into a smaller and smaller window.
To react, yes. I'm going to do that. I'll put it up on the Easy Vote ND YouTube. We'll probably react to, I guess, I don't know, Midas Touch.
I think that would be a really good idea, actually.
Sounds good.
All right, awesome. All right, go to easyvotend.com. I'm gonna stream some video games at some point too. Maybe later tonight. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna need to play a bunch of Fate Grand Order. But if these guys want to play multiplayer games tonight or tomorrow or something, I might stream it. So, alrighty. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Have a great day.